Hi, welcome to the Open Chinese course Vocab Builder 600. 开放中文的汉语600词汇课. This level of vocabulary classes is designed for HSK Level 1 to 2. In this level, we'll cover 200 characters and 600 new words. After this level of studies, you'll find HSK Level 1 to 2 are easy and get ready for your studies for Level 3 to 4. Okay, let's get started. Lesson 1. In this lesson, we'll cover 3 basic rules of making characters. They are left and right structure, shape and sound system, and up and down structure. We'll use 10 new characters as examples to demonstrate how the 3 basic rules are doing their jobs in making characters. Let's preview what we're going to learn today. 修, 吃, 妈, 骂, 爸, 安, 家. Let's get started. The first character, 休. 休 means to take a break or to rest. It is a very simple left-right structure character. It has the left part, 人, and the right part, 目. Okay, 人. This is a transformation of a very simple character, 人, meaning person. We have learned this character in our first lesson for all beginners. The 人 is originally written in this way, and when it's put at the side of a character, it transforms to this smaller and narrower thing. Okay, so 人 means person. And here we have 木, 木, 木. Okay, we'll write it 木. It means tree or wood. So imagining here we have a tree, and a little person by the side of a tree that's taking a break or to rest. Many of the Chinese characters were made during the agricultural society in ancient times. So when we try to understand the reasoning and the logic behind the character making in Chinese, we have to set ourselves in the agricultural society, imagining a person after a whole day of labor in the fields. It went to a tree and lying down the tree to take a break to rest. That's how the meaning were made together by these 2 parts. Yes, left part and the right part. Let's move on. 吃, meaning to eat. This is probably the first verb you have to learn in learning every single language. That's, for me, learning English, the first verb I've learned in English is to eat. Okay, 吃 means to eat. It is also a left or right structure. Many of you can already see it. It has the left part, 口, meaning mouth. Okay, so it gives the meaning to this character. Yes, 吃 has the meaning of eat or has the meaning of using the mouth in this character. And the right part, 起, actually originally 起, this by itself means to ask or to beg. But here it has nothing to do with the meaning of 吃, to beg and to ask. It's nothing to do with to eat, right? So 起 here is actually a sound part. It gives the pronunciation to this character. Okay, here we have to get to know a new rule, that is shape and sound system. Using 吃 as example, 吃, okay, the 口 part gives the meaning because 吃 is related to mouth, and 起 part gives the pronunciation of 吃. Many of you may find it very weird why 起 gives the pronunciation of 吃. They look so different and they sound so different. But actually, when you think in the Chinese pronunciation system, 起, this vowel here, 起, Q, 起, it's very similar to this vowel, 吃. It uses a similar part of your mouth to give the sound out. And also in many of the southern China area, 吃, this character 吃 is pronounced qi. It's pronounced qi. Like in Nanjing or in southern part of Anhui, 吃 is pronounced qi. Okay, so we have to know that Chinese, the language of Chinese, is a very ancient and a long evolving process. There's many historical changes with the meaning and the sound of each character, and especially with huge movement of population, the sounds gets lost and gets new sound and gets new disvowels introduced by different people. So the pronunciation was not coined, it was not settled down until very recently. Many of the Mandarin pronunciations, commonly used characters, were fixed in the 20th century, a very early 20th century. The 新文化运动, the new cultural movement, settled many of the vague and debatable pronunciations of characters. So when you were learning Chinese, you have to have a bit of imagination or sense of language when you were trying to understand why the sound was transformed from qi to chi. Use your mouth, try to pronounce it, and feel the differences and nuances of similarities along the way of when you were learning Chinese. Okay, so let's get to the shape and sound system. In the shape and sound system, one part of the character, like in chi, is the left part, is the shape side. We call it 形旁, the shape side. The shape side gives the meaning. It gives meaning to this character. It gives how, although chi is related to mouth. Yes, it's a very straightforward way of making the character eat, right? And then the qi part, the right part, is the sound side. It gives a sound to this character. Okay, we'll use more examples to demonstrate this shape and sound system. Let's have a look at this. Ma. Okay, ma meaning mother. It's of course a must learn Chinese character when you were. It is, many of you probably have already realized this is a left and right structure. It has a left part and a right part, and also is a shape and sound system. Let's have a look at it. The left part is 女, meaning woman or daughter. It gives the meaning to mother, right? Makes sense, right? Mother is a woman. Like we probably have like male mother in the future, but for the ancient word makers, mothers are usually women. Okay, so 女, this part gives the meaning of this character, mother. And the right part, 马, it actually by itself means horse. So mother and horse, it has nothing to do with each other. So ma is a sound part. It gives a pronunciation character. Probably 90% of cases, when you see ma, horse, sitting at the right side of a character, this character is usually pronounced ma, or ma. It can be pronounced ma or ma or ma or ma. The tones doesn't matter, but the pronunciation, the sound of it is ma. Okay, so sound part and meaning part together makes a new character. It has a pronunciation and has a meaning. Okay, next thing, ma. Ma is an HSK Level 1 Lesson 3 keyword. With this word, you can ask questions in Chinese because ma, this character is usually put at the end of sentence to suggest an interrogation, to suggest a question. So usually we translate it to what, but it's a grammatical issue. Like it's not exactly what, but it actually does what does in making a question in English. Okay, so ma, it is also left and right structure. We have the left side, 口, mouth, right? It gives a meaning because you use mouth to ask. So here's also a tip. When you see 口 sitting at the left side of character in the left and right structure character, it usually gives a meaning of this character and makes this character related to speak or making a speech or eat, like in 吃 or 么. So when you see a 口 at the left side of a character, usually gives the meaning of speak or eat. And similar, when you see ma sitting at the right side of a character, it gives the pronunciation of the character. The character is pronounced ma. Ma is a very tricky word. Like I cannot give you very specific examples because it's a grammatically used common character. So if you want to get to know how to use ma, please go to our HSK Level 1 Lesson 3 to get a detailed explanation of the grammatical nuances of how to ask questions in Chinese. Okay, next one. Ma. Okay, here we see a difference. Ma means to curse, to chide. This is not a left and right structure. We don't see a right part or a left part. We see an upper part and a lower part. The upper part are to 口, meaning to mouth, right? It gives the meaning to this character. Yes, it gives the meaning to this character. Two mouth. What are two mouths doing? To curse, right? To chide. When you have to, like, you cannot curse yourself. Like, yes, you can curse yourself, but usually a argument, and then argument is taking place between two people, right? So we have two call, meaning back and forth. Two mouths are chiding each other, are cursing each other. And the lower part, ma, is a horse. Give the pronunciation of it, right? Ma. So here we have a up and down structure with the shape and sound system making the character happening and making it meaningful. The upper part, two mouths, back and forth, they're cursing each other, and the lower part, ma, gives the pronunciation of it. It's pronounced ma. Ma, meaning to curse or to chide. Okay, let's move on. Ba, okay, means dad or father. This character, so by looking at it, we can see this is the upper part and the lower part. So it's the up and down structure. It is also a shape and sound system. Let's get a close look of this. The upper part is pronounced fu, fu, meaning father. It gives meaning to ba, right? So here, fu is usually a formal way of calling your dad, your father. It's like very formal way saying father. And ba is more like daddy or dad. It's more like oral speaking Chinese. Ba ba, like father. Okay. And the lower part is ba, is pronounced ba. See, ba, the lower part gives the pronunciation of it. Ba. Okay. And the upper part gives the meaning of it. Okay. Ba is a rarely used character. In ancient times, it used to connote the Sichuan area. It's a huge basin in the southwest China. And in ancient times, people use ba to name that area. Ba is not used by itself very often in modern day Chinese, but the pronunciation is very, very simple. Ba, and fu plus ba means father, pronounced ba, ba, 父亲, ba, ba, father. Okay? And let's move on. See more examples of up and down structure. An, an meaning safe, peace, or peaceful. It is also a up and down structure. It has the upper part, 保盖头. Why is it so difficult? Because it's not a character. It is a part of a character, and we usually call it 保盖头. It means the head of this character, 保. This part, 保盖头, is actually a pictographic, pictographic demonstration of roof. So it evolves the meaning of shelter, house, or room. See, in ancient Chinese architecture, the roof of a house usually look like this, right? And then you have structures, have a little house, right? So this part is a pictographic transformation of the roof. So roof usually suggests what? House or shelter, right? And then the lower part is nu. Many of you probably have already know it. Nu, meaning woman, daughter, female. We have covered it just now. And when we have a woman under a roof, that means safe, peace, or peaceful. Maybe in the ancient word maker's mind, to have a daughter or to have a woman or wife in a house under a roof, that is the suggestion of being safe, or that is the requirement or signature of being safe. So when we have a woman under a roof, that is safe, peace, or peaceful. It's pronounced an. Okay, so in this character is not a shape and sound system. It's purely meaning making by two parts, by the upper part and the lower part. The two parts together gives the meaning of a new character. It's nothing to do with the pronunciation. So how do we really remember the pronunciation of it? For this character, you have to memorize pronunciation, because many of the characters in Chinese are like little fishless thingy that you have to memorize how it's pronounced. Usually you do not know the pinyin of it, the pronunciation has to be learned. It's not natural. It's not instinctive. Okay, and having a woman on the roof means peace and safe. Okay, let's see another thing with 宝盖头. This is pronounced 家, meaning home, house, or family. This is very commonly used character, family, 家. Okay, 家 has a 宝盖头, has a head of 宝, meaning the roof, a shelter, a house, room. And then the lower part is called 屎 is pig or swine. So 屎, pig, swine. This is also a meaning-making process in the agricultural society. Imagining we have a house and then we have a pig, right? We have a pig within the house. We have a pig under the roof. That is a family. For the agricultural Chinese in ancient time, to have a pig, to have a roof, that is a family. That is, the roof can provide shelters and the pig can provide food. So when you have shelter and food, that is, you have family. 家 meaning family. Okay. Let's review the key characters here. 休, to take a break, right? A person and a wood take a break. 吃, meaning to eat. 口 gives the meaning and 起 gives the sound to 吃. 吃, to eat. 妈, meaning the mother. Women, 女 on the left side gives the meaning, 女 related to women, it's female, and 马 horse on the right side gives the pronunciation of it, right? So when you have this pronunciation 马 being marked and suggests this is a woman, so it's a women pronounced, a women related thing pronounced 妈 is mother, and 么 with 口 on the left side, meaning it's related to speak or eat, right? Like here it's related to eat, here it's related to speak, and 马 gives the pronunciation 么. This is a pronoun usually used at the end of a sentence, suggests a question. 骂, to mouth, back and forth, cursing each other, and 骂 gives the pronunciation of it, 骂, 骂. And let's move on. 爸, 爸. The upper part is 父, meaning father, and the lower part 爸 gives the pronunciation. 爸, father. 安, peace, peaceful or safe. We have a roof and a woman under the roof. That is safe. We have a roof and a pig under the roof. That is family. Have shelter and have food. Family. Let's review it again. 休, to take a break. 吃, to eat. 妈, mother, mom. 么, to ask what as a question mark. 骂, two mouths back and forth, cursing each other. 爸, have a father on top and 爸 lower gives a pronunciation, that is father. And a woman on the roof, safe. 家, a pig on the roof, family. Okay, that's all for today. And in the next lesson, we'll learn these words and characters. I'll read it first. 上下, 忐忑, 心, 左右, 前后, 东西, 南北, 内外. Okay, I'll see you next class.